Welcome to the party. 30 seconds. All right. You already know what time it is. Just needed to grab the agua. I'm not even going to waste much time on this one. Okay, good. People are loading in kind of quick here. Shout out to everybody joining the live. Shout out to everybody just being, doing you and doing right, stepping up, making things happen, and beyond that, and a lot more beyond that. So we had, if you saw my post this morning, Food Fact Friday, we were talking about natural treatments being suppressed. There's a lot going on obviously right now, and I did want to start with some good news for y'all. Okay, New York City had its first day without a COVID death. I think it was Wednesday. I was about to say yesterday, but we had our first day. And for those who have not been following the numbers closely, they dropped to the double-digit numbers, for some time. We were at 70 then 50 something in a day and whatnot. And the numbers just kept dropping until now we hit zero. We zeroed out. So for those that, had no idea where flattening the curve was, if it was even in sight, there you go. That's a gauge for you. I'm not saying, anything. Take this information with a grain of salt. I'm not saying run outside and, have sex with everybody out there or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that the number has finally zeroed out, and yeah. All right. But today we were actually talking about Madagascar, because a lot of people don't get world news out here. They don't seem to get it. So Madagascar, oh man, there's such a zoomed view on my screenshots. All right, I'm going to have to, I wish I could pinch it for you guys. So the story started with Madagascar's president releasing an herbal tonic that they said, about that, an herbal tonic. By the way, this journalistic piece of work right here was brought to you guys in partnership with my good friends at neworigins.com. New Origins newsletter, really great publication. They do honest, pro-black work, community work. So I really love the work they're doing over there, and shout out to my team there. Now, with the Madagascar situation, this is President Raulina. He drank this organic herbal tonic in front of the world when he introduced it to them, which I don't think people understand the significance there. Okay, he initially announced this back in April 20th, and 2 days later, not even 48 hours later, the World Health Organization was cautioning the world, saying that there's no shortcuts, quote unquote, was the viral phrase, and that this couldn't be true. They just dismissed all the claims and even started to block other nations from their access or to even think about using something like this as a treatment. Whereas they had let it be known that they had already seen fevers breaking, and this was already a safe use type of treatment for malaria, just like hydroxychloroquine was an already proven safe World Health Organization safe list treatment that they did not allow people to use. So it's really important to understand that they tried to discredit this president, and they cautioned the world. You know what I'm saying? World Health Organization says there is no proof of cure for COVID, exists. So even though this country was saying this guy drank it in front, and will you see the people that are suggesting treatment here take their treatment live on TV in front of you? I don't know if that's the case, but this president did, and the Tanzanian president followed up. He was very skeptical about the idea that these reports by the World Health Organization were accurate. So he submitted tests, but of a goat, a papaya, and a quail, okay? And I bring this up because Tanzania was the country that wanted to access COVID organics from Madagascar, and the World Health Organization stepped in. And I'm not sure exactly how they intervened, but it was reported that they did not allow, they somehow blocked the usage. They have officials set up in so many countries that are the designated medical heads that, dispense treatment in these type of pandemic situations. This is what the WHO does, okay? And he sent some tests there that showed that they tested positive a goat. They tested a goat positive, guys, okay? And what did you think honestly, I have people here watching. What would you think that you would deduce from seeing that his claims were that they bolstered numbers by testing inanimate objects and fruits and goats and stuff like that positive for COVID. He put human names and didn't even tell the people under him where the samples were coming from, and they sent these out, and this is what they sent back as positive test results. So the World Health Organization has come under a lot of scrutiny to the point where they even were accused to then bribe the Madagascar president $20 million to poison the now COVID treatment. So they went from instant skeptics without investigating or testing it and seeing the efficacy amongst the people to now blocking other countries' usage, then to bribing. How do you end up bribing the president now to destroy it? I need my people to understand. This is not conspiracy. This is pure fact. This is widely reported. This is within Nigeria. There were a number of widespread accredited publications, national publications that reported everything that we're talking about here. So Madagascar, and thanks to that coverage with New Origins to help me scope all of that, because there was so much tied to this Madagascar situation that should illustrate to people that they are not willing to do what's in the best interest of treatment. Hydroxychloroquine is another treatment that it's very, very cheap. It's very, very cheap. I listen to doctors speak about how much of a copay or how much it would cost to administer this for people. It's single-digit dollars, okay, to use this type of treatment. Herbal tonics as well. And the president, after the bribe situation, Raulina went on to say that he thinks the problem is that the World Health Organization will not acknowledge Africa as a source of treatment for a world pandemic. That's literally what he said is why he thinks that they're doing all of this. So, you have to ask yourself, how much does it matter for them to use an injection on the people to get treatment that way? How important is it to them, and why? Why? Understand that, how is Tanzania doing? This screenshot doesn't fully show you here, but they are actually, perfect cutoff, 975. They don't even, this is as of this morning on Worldometer, what is today, June 5th, if I'm not mistaken, they are not even at 1,000 deaths. 1,000 cases. They're not even at 1,000 cases. I'm so used to saying the word deaths, unfortunately. And pardon me. And they're not even at double digits in deaths. They are at 7 deaths worldwide. In Madagascar. So this is all really important to understand that there is money affecting these decisions, these reports, the cases that we're getting. How could a place with 27 million people, almost 28 million people, in case you're wondering Madagascar's population, only have 1,000 cases of the virus? How could they only have 7 deaths? Okay, well, one, heat plays a part. Okay, heat does kill the virus. And there are more factors. But bottom line is, if things were as they said they were, wouldn't there be a lot of dead homeless people all in across the country, across the world? Wouldn't that be the case if everything was exactly how they said? How many times have they flip-flopped their stance? The World Health Organization we're talking about here. How many times, they initially said don't wear the mask. Then they said we have to wear the mask. Now they said the mask doesn't quite, and then they said it doesn't last on the surfaces after they swore it lasts on the surfaces, right? So, it's a lot of Anyway, we're going to move on. So, Trump said he was going to cut ties because not only are they fugazi, but they were not even equitably policing everybody's best interests in the news break of the pandemic, and which was in real time. I can't take claim for this publicly, really, but in real time, everybody that knows me, literally everyone, I was telling them every day that this is a setup because they're not closing access from China. And this was in early February. You know what I'm saying? When we first heard, because obviously this is like my line of work somewhat. I'm investigative journalism. And this was what I was like, this is a blatant thing. And Trump said the same thing. He blamed the World Health Organization for not allowing, I mean, we knew what was going on, and there were planes coming in and out every day. Oh my goodness. So this is the time. I'm getting to next steps. Don't worry. I'm getting to next steps. Even though the agency, I just need everybody fully informed. How can we move appropriately if we don't have the proper information of what the situation even looks like, right? So how can we move forward knowing that Trump says that he's cut $500 million worth of annual funding to the World Health Organization, and yet the CDC head director Robert Redfield and Fauci, who is, as you know, the director of the NIAID, both say that they're working closely still with the World Health Organization, and pretty much that they're not changing anything. That's pretty much what they said. I don't remember the exact quotes, but I read the articles, and these dudes, they pretty much said they're not changing their stance. Beyond that, Susan Wozniacki, the president of YouTube, is limiting any and everything. Like this video right here, if I try to save it and upload to YouTube, it is going to be subject to World Health Organization regulations. It's going to go based on what they say. That's what this chick came out and said a month or so ago, okay? And they immediately removed a lot. I mean, they were already scrubbing heavy. Let's be honest here. They just they went for everything new that went against it, that was out recently released. So the World Health Organization is still who is policing our internet right now. That's who polices this. They're also the ones that are working with Fauci to develop these injections. It is the same people. So, all those officials, wherever they were already stationed at, I know he said he cut the funding. Obviously, not everything can continue to run the same, but they're still doing their lab work together. Don't get it twisted. Why is this important? I'm going to let a brother that I want to give a little airtime to, only 2 minutes here, he articulated it well on why this particularly, in case you can't already tell, we're gonna put it to
you that know. I have a playlist on this channel that's literally titled The Deep State Exposed. Now, this bitch, Susan Wojcicki, has been deleting my motherfucking videos out my playlist. Now, this is a screen recording of my playlist. At the top, you see it says Deep State. Now, if you scroll to the bottom, right here, you see this bitch been deleting my videos. So, now you might say, Pharaoh, why is that important? On YouTube, if you get 3 strikes within 90 days, your channel gets deleted. They deleted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I believe it goes lower than that. 6 videos. YouTube deleted 6 of my videos within a week. Now, YouTube has not notified that they deleted my videos. YouTube has not told me why they deleted my videos. Okay? And I have all of my videos backed up in my personal website, youngpharaoh.net. And so if you want to go watch them there. But the reason that this is important is because, wait, hold on, somebody said my 5-hour lecture on. Don't tell me no shit like that. Oh, wait a minute, don't say nothing like that. Don't say nothing like that. Even though that's my website, don't tell me nothing like that, Jack. Hold up.
Alright, so he's gonna check his videos on. It's still there. And he's gonna finish up by saying that this is serious freedom of speech infringement. And I forget the other 2 charges off the top of my head that were like obvious. They can't do this legally. If we were all lawyered up, they've already taken down some of my content that, does not break any guidelines. Okay, it does not. They are removing content from doctors that does not violate guidelines. And I put this screenshot up because not only have they been removing content for years and scrubbing from the internet, but please take a look at this video on my page here. Look at this screenshot, that they have been doing a lot more than just removing content. They've actually been removing doctors themselves for quite some time, and it's extremely disturbing. The truth, people need to know how far they will go to not let something affordable like hydroxychloroquine be used in widespread treatment. There's a V word, there's an injection that they are constantly pushing for. There's a world association right now that is formed a coalition and an alliance just strictly with the objective of injecting the entire, like, as many people in the world as possible. And they want to start with the more ravished or less well-to-do countries and continents, supposedly out of their best interests, because they're warning of a threat that there will be a resurgence, a second and third wave, if we don't protect the more susceptible places of the world. But the thing is that those places have much better rates. They have much better rates. Like, check this out for example. All right, this is earlier this morning. I was checking out the numbers, and I wanted to get the info on Madagascar for the video that we just saw. And I came up and I noticed that India, where's Indonesia, first of all? Indonesia, boom, 34, Indonesia. They have a population of 273 million. That was one of the closer ones to America's population of 350 million, right? And Indonesia with 257 million, 73 million, has only 30,000 cases. Indonesia, 29,521. And I say only, but 1,700 deaths, 1,800 deaths pretty much, okay? That's what that's a fraction. That's a mere fraction of the 100,000 the United States is claiming, yet they only have a third less people than us. That's a fraction. And then to take it to another level, India here, closer to the top, they have a much bigger population, as we all know. They have a 1.4 billion population. Anybody want to take a guess how many cases India has? They have to have way more cases and deaths than us, right? Wrong. They only have 200. Where is it? Where is it, India? Boom. 227,000 cases and not even 7,000 deaths. How? How is that possible? Possible for India with 1.4 billion people to have 7,000 reported deaths? That is a very big disparity in death rate compared to what the United States is touting. And I don't know, I think that the first thing that comes to mind is that pre-existing conditions ravage Americans, ravage, and that most of us are obese, dealing with a lot of chronic illness, one or the other or both. And India is known to inject turmeric. There's a lot of customary things we can talk about why I believe India probably fares. I mean, that's an astronomical difference here. We're talking 1.4 billion people, and they don't even have 7,000 deaths. Not even 10,000. New York City supposedly has more deaths than that right now. So that's why I'm saying, like, that's like a very stark contrast. And just continue to spread this information to people. Let them know that we bottomed out. We're already flattened for the day. We had a 0 death day here in New York City. Okay? But they are censoring, repressing, and hiding this information and these new numbers, which The current numbers on Worldometer, the website that I'm currently showing you guys, is not the same numbers that the CDC has on their embedded website update. Okay, the real update. Which, if you want this, DM me. I will send you. DM anytime. Ask for the real CDC update. I'll send you a link on the government website, embedded in there. Links upon links that you can find the real updates on the current numbers. Last couple things. The New York State Bar Association is also now pushing for mandated injections. They're taking out holistics, as you see on the screen, that are healing us and banning treatments from other countries, but they're pushing mandated, unproven, there's always somebody that gets damaged, including in this first set that took place in the first human trial testing led by you-know-who, Anthony Fauci. They had 20% catastrophe, 20% of humans test subjects severely injured from Gates Fauci coronavirus, I wasn't supposed to say that, injection, okay, by Moderna. Which, by the way, somebody who's a real big high up, I want to tie in here. I can't remember his exact title and position, but this company here, Moderna, okay, somebody's trying to send us a message here, a signal to not trust this. If you needed more evidence and proof, not to trust this. Someone who's like a real big high up financial person in this company sold all their stock in Moderna the other day. It was not big news. It was reported news. And he knew for a fact, when you're this type of a executive level person in a company like Moderna that's making a vaccine and is in the news the way they are right now, that if you were to sell every last cent of your stock in the company, that it would for sure make news. Because nobody that knows that this is about to do great things, this injection, would sell their stock in that company, because this company stands to make trillions of dollars over the years. So this person would literally, their stock was worth an endless fortune, okay? Because this is a mandate, they're about to mandate this unless we do something. So I'm encouraging everybody to understand that person, and I'm going to get his name and I'm going to put him in my story, because people need to understand what the message that he's trying to send, okay? But what's next for them is faking the safety of these injections. They're going to try to find a way to show us, mark my words, we will come back to this video, they will try to show you a way that they're safe. They're not safe. There's never been what they call a double-blind placebo study where they don't tell the patients what they're getting. Anyway, there's a process. There's a standard process internationally. Science. It doesn't make sense if you don't do it from the starting point scientifically. And they don't do it in America with their injections. Okay, they have been sued because of this, to remove the language that they have proof that there is safety. And I have made a very long video that shows you the most recent meetings of the ACIP and the CDC and the WHO, all three of which are the ones that decide the efficacy and safety of these injections. I did a video on my YouTube. The link is in my link tree. Okay, so right in the bio. Go check it out, please. It is worth the 15 minutes. I think it's 20 minutes long. It's worth it. I promise. You will see things differently. I promise you'll see things differently after you watch that video. So this all ties in. They are working to fake the safety. And for us, what's next is for us to hit the courts. There's legal documentation that I'm going to be uploading that if we were to use in mass, the same way that we're pressing our local representatives in mass, I understand the physical energy out right now that's taking place. I'm fully aware, but it needs to be with a goal in mind. It needs to have some tangible court. We need to be accountable on every level, legally, every which way. So as much energy as we have to put right now, we have to take it into holding our local reps more accountable than ever before, and to get out and flood the court system. As soon as these courts reopen, of course, train. You should be training every day in the meantime. Like, that should go without saying. But train your mind, body, and soul every day. And we need to get out there and flood these courts as soon as they open with the proper documentation, single file, nothing crazy. We don't need to be, I mean, turn up as y'all see fit, but as y'all see fit. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do anything crazy, but we need to go with documentation that I will be putting online, and you can see how legally they're saving sovereignty and another account. Who's the other one? Have taught a brother truth with brother with an A, and saving sovereignty with an underscore in between. These people have current, if you go on their pages and look a little bit, one is on the IGTV to show that we can hold them accountable in court for taking away these kinds of rights and manipulating this situation to the level they have. So if you agree with the thoughts and ideas expressed in this video that natural treatments are being suppressed in the name of mandating things that aren't even proven safe, then please get involved, tag somebody, and share this for me, please. Grand Rising, eat to thrive, support your immune system, and buy black. We need to invest back into our own communities because these conglomerations have ran away with things. And now small businesses need us more than ever. So please buy local, buy what invest in ourselves, use group economics, order online, and Farrell, the brother that I showed the clip from, he has made this WeBuyBlack.com, and I believe they have an app. And then, oh yeah, damn. And then I hope this video saves. And then there's also young Farrell Aten has a website for black product makers and for us to sign up and just support. It's like a black Amazon where they'll ship it, and you can find the direct black product makers or service providers in your town, city, etc., etc. So it's like a phone book as well too. He's doing some really, really tremendous things. So I know a lot of people find him to be, a certain level, but you have to understand that we've been dealing with a lot, and it will take a certain energy. I've worked to keep mine a certain type of way, So, but even my phrase have come loose. It's time for us to really, really take it to the next level and coordinate, organize. Grand Rising. Thanks to all for watching this video. Tag somebody, comment, and reshare it.